Orks are well known to be the brutish barbarians of the Warhammer universes, descending on anyone and anything in the search of loot and a good fight. These orcs sport a green skin tone and a hunched back, kind of like a weird Uncle Festus with the muscles of a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. And now that I've given you this cursed image in your head, let's get into painting some orc skin. This is Cursed Crusader Arts. As usual, I begin by priming my orcs with Chaos Black, and then I apply a layer of Incubi Darkness over the entirety of the skin. Remember to keep the paints thin down so that we don't obscure the details. You can always apply another layer after the first one if it hasn't fully covered the skin. Our next layer is War Flesh. Cover everything again. The thinned paint should allow some of the previous layer to show through, deepening the overall tone of the paint that you're applying. Then paint on a layer of Warboss green, but this time leave some of the previous layers exposed in the crevices of the muscle groups. And finally, finish the first phase of the orc skin by covering it in a layer of Drakenhof Nightshade. This is going to help us add depth to our miniatures. Now while you're waiting for your washes to dry, I want to tell you about the reasoning behind my colour choices. Incubi Darkness leans more towards the blue end of the colour spectrum. However, green is formed from a mixture of blue and yellow, meaning that blue is great for shadows and yellow is perfect for highlights. So we're going to incorporate this later on into our miniatures. Plus I discovered that there are real bluish green mushrooms that we can use for our references. Their colour comes from a pigment, much like human skin, and it fades from a bluish green to a yellowish brown colour as it gets older. Now that the wash is dry, we can begin the next phase of painting our orc skin. We'll start by mixing together Warboss Green and Ogren Camo, and apply this thinly over the muscles, but try to leave the shadows that we created earlier on. As a side note, when I mix the two colours together, I'll use a drop or two of Lamian Medium. Unfortunately, every drop reminds me of that evil harpy, Lady Hermione from the Ulrika the Vampire books. The third and final phase of painting the orc skin is all about creating differences in skin tone. This idea all stems from my issue with Games Workshop and how when they paint their orcs, they all have the same green tone for every single orc. By doing it this way, you don't really get the real feeling of an unending tide of green orcs charging towards your position. And we need to remember that we're painting skin, not armour, so not everything has to be uniform. So from this point on, we're going to split our orcs into three groups. The youngest, the oldest, and those that lie in between. Each group is going to have extra layers applied to them following the base layers that we have already just applied from the first and second phases. So, let's start with the youngest of the orcs. I mixed together Ogren Camo and Wraithbone so that we have the brightest possible highlights in the face. Now at this stage you really should be picking out the finer details of the model and making the surface area that you cover smaller and smaller with each highlight that you apply. Then I follow this up with a wash of Bale Tan Green. I want the youngest ones to be nice and green, a true proper orky bright green that we're used to seeing. These guys are going to be freshly spawned and very boisterous, causing all kinds of trouble. Use this like a glaze once your other layers are finished, and do it very thinly, gradually building up the green tone until you're happy with the results. The next age band is the middle-aged orcs, shall we say. For this, we're simply going to take the model from the end of the second phase and just apply a layer of Seraphim Sepia over the top. This is going to add a slightly yellow tone to the surface of the skin as he begins to age, but there's still quite a bit of green left in him, and you can compare this to the younger orc and see that there is quite a significant difference between their skin tones. Finally, the eldest of these orcs is going to be the captain of this kill-rig cruiser. I really want his skin to be more yellow than green. So to do this, apply a thin layer of pure Ogren Camo to the skin. Don't go too deep into the crevices of the muscle group so that we can still see the occasional strip of green underneath. Once this is dry, just like the previous orc, wash it all with Seraphim Sepia. The Ogren Camo already has a lot of yellow pigment in it, so the wash is simply going to amplify this more. And now your orcs are finished! Putting them all together, you can really tell the differences in their ages, making them look much more interesting overall. This uses the same 6 colours at the beginning, and only requires an additional 3 in order to add the variations. This is great for the painters, saving you from burning a hole in your pocket by buying dozens of paints to create details. And it's also great for the army builders, as the first 2 stages allow you to batch paint your entire army, and then the final stages are still quick and easy to apply, even when you divide all of your orcs into 3 age groups. The kill rig project is quickly coming to a close, and it's required a lot of imagination and creativity in order to get it to where it is now and look truly unique. So if you're looking to boost your creativity, watch this video to see where the ideas for the kill rig came from and how it all started. And until then, make things, have fun, and I'll see you next time on Cursed Crusader Arts.